I...
You need to watch out. Earthquakes and sandstorms.
Excuse me.
You mean the village keep? When I was eating dinner...
Okay.
Anything...
Hello. Hello.
The scholars that... Don't change this.
Right, but honestly...
Do you also think...
Grandpa... it still feels pretty well, whatever...
Gotcha. Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently? You know, the one who likes to sit and space out near the village entrance.
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. Oh, your grandpa, huh? It's been a while. The last time I saw him, he was spacing out by the road as usual. I went and asked him if he'd like any of the food I had prepared, despite my wife's protests. Like many people, she's really quite terrified of them. And speaking of my wife, she's still always complaining about how I don't make enough mora. That might explain why she's always mad at me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking care of him.
It was nothing. You're looking for him, right? Did he go for a walk and get lost?
Yeah.
That's no good. Well, once you found him, come by my place again and I'll cook a little something for the both of you. I've known you since you were very young, so as far as I'm concerned, you're family. Please feel free to come by anytime.
Wow, what a nice guy. Okay, thank you, sir.
Huh? Don't say anything for now. Isak, stay here. Let's head over there. Stay quiet as you move.
Join the Aerolites in place.
Listen, see if you can make out what they're saying.
Have you heard? The mighty King Desh...
Yes, of course I have. King Deshret is the one and only true ruler of the... Still, you say he's coming back, but...
Haven't you noticed? The village has been getting... Delavar was saying that many people also went insane. Isn't it a sign of King Deshret's power that all the mad scholars have disappeared?
Huh.
Exactly.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the...
Huh?
Who are...
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Yeah! Bro, this guy's something else.
Just let's not get on his bad...
Okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about King Deshret's resurrection.
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day. Hey. It's true. Would you want to live like this? Delavar also said that once King Deshret returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the land on the other side of...
Is that...
Seems like he's...
Please don't...
The people here really like King Desh.
Where is this radical person you talked about?
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he probably hasn't been around the village.
No, not at all.
Sounds like you're not too...
No, of course not. All we know are their names.
I have many ways, so you'd best just don't do anything.
Yes, God.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrifying. He didn't try to reassure us at all.
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a mob. The rumor we heard just now seems like very well.
Isak! I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there. Grandpa? Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear it. This is where there sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? But are you okay?
There's a scent that you can sense.
A certain traveler?
So,
Huh? You know...
yes.
Wait.
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent? In the forest.
What are you looking for, Sign-Up?
Here it is. Take a look right here. Although the traces from the size and shape, the scent is quite faint.
But who would come look?
We'd have to ask whoever lured him.
Huh? So you can lure some... Hey! What's...
Exactly. Even deep within the clutches.
No. So someone's taking advantage of... Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance...
It's highly...
Please? You have to save my grandpa. Grandpa's... Sounds like we'd better help...
Let's head to Aru.
Hello?
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to...
Ah, welcome back.
Oh,
You bet. So...
Reasonably.
we haven't seen him...
Huh. I saw him. Did you find out anything? I see.
The resurrection of King Deshret? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't... Not to mention making it seems someone...
Makes sense.
So what should we do?
If it was any other day... Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern?
If Paimon remembers correctly...
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Engur, the... These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in King Deshret. Way they see it, King Deshret's resurrection is... Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life.
Tia! You're amazing! You really know...
No merc can afford to slack off on...
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here, Sino.
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. I'd bet the desert is unforgiving. So compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual... I need to go around... Good. Then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with...
All right! Sounds like a plan!
Grandma, is King Deshret really gonna come back from the dead?
Well, here we are again!
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed at...
I know what you mean. I had the same... Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall It was only after I grew up that I realized. The Wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves a more important purpose. Keeping out people like us. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The academia believes we're underserving. Geniuses like Sataria are one in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Thea.
No, not at all. This place just gets me thinking. Besides, we're here to...
Yep, we gotta catch those...
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone to... Our mission started the moment we arrived. Let's go check out the tavern. Just our luck. None of them are here today.
You mean, you don't see anyone you know?
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You here for a drink?
Zaki. Finally, a friendly face.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello.
Anyway, as far as my...
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you seen...
Of course I have.
I've got a...
Ah.
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his friends have muscle. They'd be a good fit for escorting the goods.
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so of course I can take you to him.
Are we there yet?
Yep, this is...
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. A wild...
Oh no! It's an ambush!
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept... Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the...
So, you've been watching...
Uh-oh.
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you?
So you and Delavar have been...
Dia! But you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an...
If that's the case, then I'm...
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Enger. You're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of King Deshret despise.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand why King Deshret is greater than the
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars.
See? There you have it. Mercenaries.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can become my friend.
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Stabilize!
I see everything.
Get with me!
Sharing my knowledge.
Juta! Your sins weigh upon your soul! You stand condemned! Their penance is due! Impossible!
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I mean, that is what I said after all. And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting. That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connect. That's what you thought.
You lied in the village.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Okay.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru Village?
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were out investigating.
Oh!
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want—
Oh! You mean the—
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Edgar, the wide-eyed butcher, and Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, are the nicknames they came up with. Alcohol has a way of making people shit.
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know, the one who wanted to treat Isak and his grandpa to some food.
Wait, so he's a radical too?
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make—
Wow! What a—
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook.
So, that thing you were saying before—
Hmm? About what?
about how mercenaries only care about—
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia, do you dislike—
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way— I've begun to realize, but I see through it all.
Dia?
Anyway, look— This should be all of them.
All right.
Candace?
Candace will be okay. She's been guarding Aru Village for quite some time now. If any—
While I'm questioning—
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these idiots, let's just—
Good eats.
Hey, Dia!
right on time.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well.
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of— Us mercs on the other—
Well, Paimon thinks you—
Really?
Oh, Sino's here.
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation technique.
Oh, you mean you taught—
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
Candace, where— Whoa, you look furious.
Do I?
Oh, there's no map.
Perhaps I need to work on my Still, it's
Yes, please.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community. And you come here to my
Mercy!
You've made your— We may all be desert dwellers. But there's one— The people of Aru Village. A war would only cause us—
We understand. I'll tell you everything.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we had some
They're called village keepers. Slip up again, and you'll...
yes, it was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshret's resurrection, and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the... I'm not...
That's one.
Huh?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Wait, I'm telling the truth! He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if you don't believe me.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself King Deshret's envoy.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu.
Okay.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be... Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. I refuse. It strikes me now that this...
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false...
Not the academia again.
Just as I... But what could they want?
People are nothing... Regardless.
You're right. Time to go.
Yes.
You got it.
All right.
Let's meet back here. We can do this!
Well, as you can...
You were gone for ages! And now you're... Hey, what's with this...
You never think things through before asking questions.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. Makes it...
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you...
Yeah. Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
All Hatham. You haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village. Bold of you to...
Yeah, you're all...
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do, which I've now finished.
Really? Paimon doesn't believe you.
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my whereabouts. Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information.
Huh? Right here in the...
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But, before...
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
You mean, some of them lied to us?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Again, these people have their reasons. Remember what Gandis said? Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That's because whether King Deshret or the Dendro Archon has power is of little significance to them. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why you believed there was no further information to be found in this village. Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who... The reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in peace, any external factors introduce unpredictability into the equation.
Those eyes, those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by...
Right.
She corrected herself mid-sentence.
I think it's been a few...
Remember? She made a point of denying...
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru Village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Then, why would she lie?
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself. As for why she might be so wary about all this, maybe you should ask her.
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I stay out of this.
We're on it!
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but how can I make sure that your friends think the same as you?
Huh? What do you mean? We need to clarify our stance or something?
Go ahead and talk to her. Go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. I want to do you think the resurrection of King Deshret can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why I'm willing to talk to you. Before, I wouldn't even have the courage. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
Yeah! We came here from another nation, so it isn't right. But even so, we have friends and...
My apologies for posing my questions like that.
Alhaitham told it.
The fact is that I'm... only... Some believe in the...
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they...
Yeah. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with...
You can tell them.
All right. I'll tell you what I told Alhaitham. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes, I hear strange crying sounds in the night.
There are ghosts?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it used to be louder and more frequent. But ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often.
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, but because we're in the middle of a desert, you would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an...
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
Yeah!
A familiar sight.
Oh, is this the place? Ah, monsters! Watch out!
Surrender! Judgment is upon you. Guilty! You stand condemned! Stabilize! Order guide you! Nowhere to run!
Make yourselves at home!
Surrender!
This way!
Solidify! Your sins weigh upon your soul! Your penance is due!
They were easy. He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one. Let's go in and take a look.
We haven't found squat! Are you sure we aren't wasting our time here?
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read? What are you reading? Let Paimon see!
Okay, sure.
Huh? The natural position, which is the positional propensity of an entity in natural motion, in contrast with an object in forced motion?
So...
Oh, Paimon gives up! You keep reading your book, see ya! How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey! Paimon's your Tibet travel guide. Paimon knows plenty of useful stuff already. And anyway, it's not Paimon's fault that the books people read in Sumeru are... Paimon's getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's no way we can get down there.
Something is off about the interior here. As I thought, there's a hidden structure.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital into this one. Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms
things around here. Let's keep exploring. Let's dance. Everyone hold hands.
Stabilize.
What'd they do this time?
Gather!
I see everything.
Illusion shattered.
Our bond is strong. Committed to memory. Stand with me.
Stabilize.
Everyone hold hands. Our bond is strong. Grow. I'm seeing stars.
Gather.
Shine down.
Dissipate. I see everything.
chivalry will never die.
Look! There's someone over there! Good idea. Let's approach him slowly without alarming him.
Wait. You're...
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused. But he looks too young to be anyone's grandfather. Also, why is he the only one here?
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the Academia.
He's a scholar?
No. Razak was never involved in any of those things. Leaving that question aside, looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded with people?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of being caught. The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found...
Huh? Why do you say that?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh, now that you...
Correct. The Academia, it isn't difficult to deduce their rationale.
First, the Academia spread a false rumor of King Deshret's resurrection,
emphasizing the role of These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in art, as well as being able to...
Life for the desert dwellers.
Many would give
even if complications arise.
The notion of an Academia...
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, but there's still...
Throughout this process, first, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were... An exile is still if you can't find someone...
Resource?
One possibility...
Extracted?
With the technology, perhaps the
So, the human brain...
I'm the Academia's... Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were or perhaps his curiosity... The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. However, the Academia is going... I've spent quite some time...
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden stuff?
All scholars seek to extracting information.
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. Whether it be academics or this matter needs to be correct.
Wait!
Not to be callous, but no. There is no shortage of suffering.
Probably not.
You can say that. The divine knowledge capsule is something I want...
to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the academia, but you're not one of them. You're their weirdo.
You're probably right. Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being the odd one out. Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed. If only Miss Shani had a similar mindset, her life would definitely be a lot easier.
I'm just a more likable... He won't last long if we leave him here. We'll work out our next step.
We're back!
You must be tired. You should rest and take some water.
What's the situation?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather.
So, at one point in time...
Yep, pretty much!
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru Village, since Divine can't yet.
We may have a mole. One of us could be secretly...
Huh?
Looks like none of you have realized. Sino.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words.
It is simply a logical...
So what you're saying... Interesting.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any...
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who... As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against... Simply put, if you want to raise a...
The Academia?
It's not that simple. The Academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have every so often comes... I remember seeing...
You're saying that the But what's the point in doing...
The Akasha is capable... The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable...
It predicted my every...
The Academia...
So that's how it... Tenacity of will... Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves how much of a trustworthy ally you are.
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced.
There is always an opportunity for...
Oh, so if the Academia is trying to avoid Sino... Yep, that's right!
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys!
Please, wait! I want to go too!
You want to go too?
I want to find Grandpa.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let's go! Paimon feels like we're missing someone, though.
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand. Looks like we'll need to roll up our sleeves.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay.
These are likely fragments of an academia. Looks like there were more. Let's split up and search.
Is this what we're searching for? It looks kind of scary.
This is definitely a device used.
How did it end up buried in the sand? They must have been attacked.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't
We should be able to catch.
One more thing. I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is!
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do. Need me to...
I knew it. That's our Dia.
Dia? Why would you... Dia! Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? Why are you on their side?
Well, look who's here.
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great General Mahamatra. Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing can deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting King Deshret.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in—
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of King Deshret.
It's not too late yet. The village keep—
You don't understand, my dear lady.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up—
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. With these scholars in our—
Ridiculous. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men.
They look more like pawns of the academia. Filthy traitors.
Perhaps we—
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips. But I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe, and will be a much greater asset to you.
Wait, you can't be—
So?
Precisely. Any wise person—
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you and—
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars. Perhaps even— I'm not trying—
You were the
Not all desert—
You academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a—
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said? You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon at their word, but what about me?
We've known each other for years.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about—
But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we—
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate! He just—
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman, I'm holding—
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go—
That's not for you to
do it!
Dia! Run!
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. Where's the sense in cutting my own kin to pieces? You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friends and leave.
Phew. I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dia! That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually cut your arm?
Then I'd just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more where they came from. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there. Why—
As you wish.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and listened.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa.
Whatever it takes? You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little mad.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving. We should head back to the village and rest up. Today was just a trial run. Noon tomorrow is gonna be the hard part.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak, are you sure?
I'll watch from a safe distance.
Okay.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday.
Fine.
They got here before us.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. You brought fewer people.
Bring him out.
Grandpa! Why is there only...
Rahman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word.
It's a one-for-one exchange. Sounds fair, don't you think? And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people.
You stay right there!
What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here?
You coward! Why are your hands shaking?
Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Grandpa!
This day's going just great.
The sand dune I saw an energy field. It glowed green with Dendro. Just like you said. The Dendro Archon.
Grandpa?
Hey, look around you.
There used to be a...
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed these underground structures. The symbols on the gate belong to King Deshret's civilization. This structure must be ancient. Over time, the sandstorms completely buried it and left it in the state we... It could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise King Deshret!
What's he doing here? And his men too?
They must have fallen down here with us. Pretty lucky if you ask me. Most of them seem in really bad shape. Except for him. He got off lightly.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted lord...
He's not actually...
As it happens, I want to take a look inside too.
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm, and the next, remnants of King Deshret's civilization appear. 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power to us. It would be...
Paimon thought you weren't interested in gods.
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being. New discoveries are always worth investigating, whether they have anything to do with God.
Raman, what are you gonna do?
I'll just let them lay here. King Deshret will take care of his people. Right now...
Kamisato Ayaka, present.
Let's go get ourselves some answers.
What is the situation?
Is it time for me to join you?
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked completely desolate from the outside. Yet, it flows with energy inside.
Yeah! And there's so many plants. It's still...
Sir Rama.
What? Huh?
Do you see another?
Are you mocking me? What do you mean, sir?
Interpret it however you want. But there's something I'd like to draw your attention.
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about. Think of this as an academic journey.
It does seem kind of strange. If that's true, then we...
Phew! Go!
Busted.
So rude! Yeah! My apologies!
Gotcha.
Go! Kamisato art! Sumetsu! Take flight!
Busted.
See? Huh?
Stand with me!
Go!
Quietly now.
Whirling snow!
Game's up. Fun's over.
Unthinkable! My apologies! Sakura swirl! See? Dissipate! Take flight!
Busted.
Whirling snow! Lightning terrified!
Quietly now.
Take flight! Our bond is strong!
Take it easy.
It's a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
The bond is strong.
It's getting brighter! Oh, it looks so beautiful!
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
These are King Deshret runes.
They left something behind. Yes. It's an elegy written in an ancient script.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of high praise and admiration.
You can read ancient...
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages before they graduate.
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The scent of life.
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's civilization in this gravesite. I'll transmit the information over and project it for everyone.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the Academia's rule?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, I'd prefer you to see this for yourself. You'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memory.
Oh, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So the former Dendro Archon and King Deshret.
But this doesn't make any sense.
Was that the former Dendro Archon? She became so tiny in the end.
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt King Deshret's technology. You've just witnessed his priest's last words.
I've never heard about any. The surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. King Deshret's death, the all but total annihilation of our civilization. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us humans, fighting, feuding, double-crossing each.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known. Am I really supposed to—
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a
Dia, tell me, my Eremites and I, what do we—
Hey, how you—
I should probably go. Can't just—
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply ashamed of everything I've done. You'll get everything you're asking for. But please, give me some time. After everything that's happened here today, somehow I need to explain it to the others.
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. Dia, this is where our camp's located. Make a note of it.
When would be a good time for us to go?
Tomorrow. I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll return every last one of your your village keepers. We'll share our other resources with you too.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy—
Yes.
That must have been rough.
Ramon's no fool. It's too bad he was held back by his—
The outcome—
We should get going too. Sino, we're leaving.
Stop yelling.
With the wind.
Raman, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru Village shortly.
I guess all I can say now is thanks for agreeing to help.
Ah, don't mention it. I think we can both agree you went to hell and back for it. But we share a common cause now. From here on out, we're allies.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them. Follow me.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
We've been all over the...
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no! Make it quick!
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino...
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done...
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do...
Please have...
Start talking.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently. Why? What are they trying to accomplish?
They wanted to extract canned knowledge.
Don't play dumb. You know what I'm really asking. They extract divine canned knowledge. Then what?
I really don't know how to explain it.
Well, you better start talking or you'll be sorry!
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything. You're serious, aren't you?
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new... It may seem as if the withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like...
Continue.
And then, the doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he asked them...
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end...
into a... Next?
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of...
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's madness for centuries. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Sure, if it's knowledge no more...
You must have noticed, it is as if they are cursed with a desire. Some organisms, this is but...
Then what does Lesser... Is she not a true god present in this world?
From the beginning, when the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that she would be as wise as Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They found that at the time, she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. This forced them to accept that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's gnosis, had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power, nor the spectacular insight expected. Slowly but surely, people began to forget about her existence.
So...
All right, let's try to keep our cool. Raman, give me a few men to help us
Sure.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their home.
Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there...
Or,
Oh! Paimon's...
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some information?
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you talk about it again.
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
It seems like there'll be...
Still.
It's time to make...
Indeed.
So...
Crush the sages, and...
Well...
The next time we get...
Yep!
Silly child. Huh?